According to science, the sun is stationary, it does not move. What does God's word have to say about God's creation? Psalm chapter 4, verses 4 through 6 says, "In the heavens God has pitched a tent for the sun. It is like a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, like a champion rejoicing to run his race. It rises at one end of the heavens and makes its circuit to the other. Nothing is deprived of its warmth." The sun making his circuit from one end of the heavens to the other means the sun moves from one side of the sky to the other. The sun rising in the morning, making its circuit across the heavens, and setting at night is so normal that in the NIV, in the book of Joshua, chapter 10, we get a bold title that summarizes the following verses, and that title is "The Sun Stands Still." The sun standing still on this particular day during a battle that Joshua was facing is a historical phenomenon. The sun has only ever stood still one time throughout all of history. Joshua 10 verses 12 through 16 says, "On the day the Lord gave the Amorites over to Israel, Joshua said to the Lord in the presence of Israel, 'Sun, stand still over Gibeon, and you, moon, over the valley of Ayalon.' So the sun stood still, and the moon stopped, till the nation triumphed over its enemies. As it is written in the book of Jashar, the sun stopped in the middle of the sky and delayed going down about a full day. There has never been a day like it before or since, a day when the Lord listened to a human being." Enoch 1 chapter 72 tells us the sun and moon rise and set in and out of 12 different portals, one for each month. Starting in verse 4, it says, "There goes forth the great luminary, named the sun. The chariot on which he ascends, the wind drives, and the sun goes down from the heaven and returns through the north in order to reach the east, and is so guided that he comes to the appropriate portal and shines in the face of the heaven." And then all the way down in verse 37, it says, "His light is sevenfold brighter than that of the moon, but as regards to size, they are both equal." So science tells us that the sun is stationary and does not move, but God's word tells us that the sun is not stationary, that it does move, and that it's the same size as the moon. The flat earthers are wrong because they tell us that the sun and the moon rotate around at the top of the firmament. They rotate around each other. That is false. God's word tells us that the sun rises and sets, that it makes its way across the heavens. Then in Enoch, we get a lovely detailed breakdown of the rising and setting of the sun and moon and the portals that they use. Because of the fact that God is the creator and his word is the standard of truth, there is no possibility for misunderstandings regarding the function of the sun.